through the ocean breeze, through the falling leaves, I'll fly.
Hey guys, what's up? Ben Wheeler is coming to you live here from Chiang Mai, and I'm just sitting here in the parking lot, just savoring the environment, just enjoying chilling. Okay, so today I want to talk about fueling strategy for when you're going full gas, when you're either doing a race or you're just training hard. So I got inspired to do this video by Chris Froome's article, or the article that was done by BBC Sport on Chris Froome, and seeing what he takes in the hardest stage of a Grand Tour. So what we do know now is that he's having 96 grams of carbohydrates per hour on average on the hardest day of a Grand Tour. And most of those calories are coming from simple sugars. So it's in the form of race mix that's made with fructose and maltodextrin, and in the form of gels. So most of the calories are coming from simple sugars, and the fat content is incredibly low, so like 2% or less of calories coming from fat. So I tried this out today. I kept the fat really low, just going on the simple sugars, 100 grams of carbohydrates per hour. I was giving it absolutely everything for 3 hours. It was 303 watts average for 3 hours, so I was burning a lot more that I could actually replace. And oh yes, another thing about the fueling strategy is that he's taking in carbohydrates every 20 minutes. So this really helps to keep the glycogen stocked up on a consistent basis. So it's a lot better than taking in carbohydrates, let's say once every hour, because that's often what happens during a race. And this is actually the hardest time to fuel, is during the actual event, during the actual training. This is where most people fuck up and they get it wrong. It's not so much breakfast or after the race, it's during the race, because it can be really challenging to eat during a race. And when you're having simple sugars, so you're filling your bottle up with sucrose or fructose or whatever simple sugar it is that you like, then it's going to be very convenient. So all you really have to do is just remember to take a sip. So in applying this knowledge, in applying what they do in the Grand Tours, what the best motherfucker in the world does in the Grand Tour, it worked. After the 3 hours, I did not feel fatigued, or I did feel fatigued, but I didn't feel hypoglycemic at all. I still had energy, I felt fine. I just needed to take a nap, but that's normal. If you're going to ride like that for 3 hours, you're going to want to take a nap because your muscles do fatigue, and that's just how it is. So definitely, this fueling strategy is fucking fantastic. And yeah, you're not always going to be able to fuel so well when you're going really hard, when you're breathing deep, but if you've got sugar in the bottle, it's possible. You can fuel when you're going full gas. So that's what I really love about having sugar water. Now, one thing that I would add to the sugar water to just keep the electrolyte levels topped up is an electrolyte mix. So it does make a lot of sense to add that. You could probably get away with just doing salt, but I haven't experimented with just doing salt, and I am going to experiment with that, and I'm going to let you guys know how the results are with that. So next week's going to be 4 hours at 300 watts, and let's see how that goes.